Okay guys, I'm going to show you how I like to vectorize my Canva template or logos, designs, SVGs. Canva does support SVGs, but they're just not Cricut ready. So I'll show you actually right now what this would look like if I uploaded this as I export it from Canva as an SVG. So if you're thinking that you can create SVGs with Canva, yes, you can to a degree, but if you're trying to do multiple layers, it can be kind of iffy sometimes. So today I'm going to show you an Illustrator video. I'm also going to redo this video with Silhouette Studio. So whether you use that either of those programs, this one is the Illustrator version. Check out the Silhouette version if you'd want to see. It's not my preferred way, but I have that other video. And then we're going to put these on so many fun things. So if you want to see me apply this with heat transfer vinyl onto Bella Canvas crews and zip ups, watch that video. So this is a whole process that we're going to be doing today for an event that I am starting that I'm really excited about, and I'm working on the branding for it and all the things, which this year in 2023 I'm going to be helping my business members understand branding a little bit better and how you can take that and elevate your products, your events, everything you're doing to a whole new level. Okay, so Bevies and Bling is my event that I am starting, and I worked on this logo for not way too long. I worked on this logo for a while, and I'm just obsessed with it. So now what I want to do is I'm just going to share it, and I'm going to click download, and then I'm going to click SVG just for the sake. Oh, you also can't do this unless you have their paid version as well. So this will work for non-paid version because I'm going to show you how you don't have to do it like this. So you can export this as an SVG. I'm just going to download the page that I'm working on, and I'm going to download it. The nice thing about exporting as an SVG is it's a scalable vector graphic, which means that it's very high resolution. It's the highest resolution. It's not even a resolution. It's a mathematical computation. I don't know that word, but so that it can scale, because it's a scalable vector graphic. It can scale as large as you need it and as small as you need it. So that's why we love SVGs in the design world. But I'm going to go over to Cricut Design Space and upload this as is to show you that it's not always the best way to work with a SVG. So let's upload. I'm going to grab from my downloads. Here it is. I'm just going to drag and drop this. I just want to show you guys what this would actually look like. Sometimes in a blue moon, like, it works out decent. But for most part, yeah, you can see this is going to come in all wonky. Like, things are in different spots. There's so many layers going on. Like, ideally, I want this to be 2 layers. I want to be able to cut hot pink and black or whatever color I want out of my heat transfer vinyl. This is not going to work for me. So yes, Canva is amazing. I love Canva for so many reasons, but we're just not gonna call it a day today by just exporting as a SVG. So if you were thinking, oh, I'm gonna pay for Canva so I can export SVGs because I want to start, my own brand or whatever, it's not gonna work, bro. So let's figure this out. So I'm going to actually share it, and I'm gonna download it. And if you're a free version, I'm gonna download this as, I was originally gonna turn it all black. And I can do this a couple ways. So I'm actually going to do this a couple ways. I want you to learn a lot of things in this video. So we're going to duplicate this because I'm going to do it in all black version, which if you have a 1-layer design, it can be the easiest route to do. And then I'm going to do one where I separate the elements and we add them all back together. This probably is going to be, I think I have some things locked on here. This is probably actually going to be the fastest way to do this. Separate all your elements so they're not touching, and you can decide where you want them to go and what layers you want to be colored a certain way in Illustrator after we vectorize this. So actually I actually want to do this and then upload it to Illustrator, or to Canva, not Canva, to Cricut Design. Sorry, I'm thinking. So let's turn this all black. And let's now export this one as an SVG. Download. Again, you can only do this with the paid version, so I will show you all of those options. I just want to download this one. I actually want to download with a transparent background. I think this might actually work. Let me see. It's gonna be a lot of loopholes. It's not gonna be like the best way to do it, but it will work for you probably. So let's go back to Cricut Design Space, delete this guy, upload our new, upload image, upload our new pieced out part, upload. Guys, if this actually works, I might actually like it a lot. So things look like they moved around a bit. Let me see. Yeah. Oh, I have something. Okay. So this is a cropped image. This is why we need to learn Illustrator, guys. So this is a cropped image, and when I just uploaded that into Cricut Design Space, it didn't crop it anymore. So that's not cute. But I would have to, so these are still different wonky layers, guys. Okay, I thought I was gonna find a loophole right now doing this, but we're still gonna use this, okay? We're still gonna use this. We're gonna take it to Illustrator. Then we're also going to, I kind of want to just do it this way. I'm trying to think of the other ways. Because this is all touching, I don't want to export it in all black, because I usually just export it in all black and then I vectorize it as we're going to do, and then I pick which layers, but I kind of want my diamond to be its own layer because I want to sometimes like cut that out of glitter heat transfer vinyl. So we're going to stick with this. Let's download it now. I want to download it as a PNG with a transparent background, but I want to make sure that it's high res, as high as it can be. And I don't know how high you can go without the freed version. I guess there maybe, but I'm going to just go as high enough that I know that this is going to be crisp, so that when I vectorize it, it's going to get some straight lines. So we're going to download with a transparent background. The transparent background doesn't really matter. Okay, I guess I downloaded the whole file too, so that's fun. All right, we're going to go over to Adobe Illustrator. I already have one artboard open, and I'm going to unzip this because I downloaded all of them, so I got all these guys in here. I'm going to bring in my PNG. I'm just going to drag and drop it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Now we're going to play around with our logo, and we're going to recreate it. You might just think, why didn't you just do this in Illustrator already? Personally, I just like laying things out on Canva. It makes things fast and easy, and their elements are so good that like I don't want to design a whole diamond. I just want to use a diamond, and that's why I do that. So I have a an action set up to completely vectorize all in one step, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this. And then later, if you want me to teach you how to turn it into an action, let me know and I will do that. I don't want to go too crazy into Illustrator until I know that this is what actually people are using. Again, silhouette will be right after this in another video, but I don't prefer silhouette. So here we are. I'm gonna close these out so you know how to get back to them. You're gonna go, sorry, it's not up here because I don't have the screen recording it up there, but I'm gonna go to Window, up, and then go down to Image Trace. And then I am going to click on the image, make sure it's clicked, and I'm going to go up to Object up here, and I'm going to raster size it. And the settings are already ready. It's gonna be a transparent background. Just make sure that this resolution is set to high, because this is basically taking it from a vector and turning it into a non-vectorized image, which is what is bad, but we have a high enough resolution that we're going to vectorize it again and it'll be okay. And believe me, I've brought the vectorized image in before and started with that, and just Canva wonkifies the vectors so much that it's just better just to bring it in as a PNG. So I just want to make sure this traced or vectorized with a transparent background. So it did. Not a huge deal if it didn't, because we're gonna sketch it anyways and it's gonna get a background. So I'm gonna go up to this preset and I'm going to come down to sketched art, and it's gonna do its thing. And then I'm going to keep it in black and white because we sketched it in black and white. But if you want it in color, that will help you turn this into color later. But I'll show you my little hack I like to do to get color back into my image. Okay, what are we doing? We're pixelizing. I don't want to do that. So we already have it sketched out. Now what we're going to do is expand it. So I'm going to go Object, Expand. And what that does is, did we not trace it? Did I undo tracing? So we want to go, pretend like I just redid, I didn't accidentally click something. So I sketched arted it, Object, Expand. Okay, now you see these blue lines are around it. What it did was it picked up the outside of our design. And then I'm going to do Object, Expand again. I don't know why I have to, or no, you only need to do that once. But what I want to do now is if I were to export this and upload it into Cricut Design Space, it's all different layers. It's going to come in all different types of layers, the B and the E. Like these will be one layer because they're touching, these will be one layer because they're touching that. We need to compound path these. So we're going to ungroup them because right now they're grouped. So it's kind of like a facade. It's telling you they're together, but they're really not. Just believe me. I could upload it into Cricut Design Space and show you, but just believe me. So we're going to Object, ungroup this, and for some reason I have to do it twice. So you might not have to, but I do. And now you can see, nope, maybe I have to do it 3 times. Object, ungroup. There we go. So for some reason, it makes me ungroup multiple times. I don't know why. But what I want to do is create my compound paths because see how this is its own path? I don't want that because Cricut's going to pick that up as a bunch of different layers. If I was doing this on a silhouette, not so much. It would all stay in one spot. But Cricut is going to be like, oh, you want this on a layer and you want to be able to change their colors, which might be, but for me it's not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag over Bling and I'm going to Command 8 if I'm on a Mac, Control 8 if I am on a PC. Every time you hear me say Command, it's just because I'm using a Mac. You will use Control if you don't use a Mac. Okay, and then actually I'm going to go back to my actual design to reference what my colors were because I kind of forgot. And then the plus sign is actually the same color as Bling too. So I'm going to reorganize this, how it goes. So this is hot pink, I believe. I'm going to just put it back how I have the logo. No. I want to connect those because I do not want those to move at all. So let me reference again. We've got the plus and the bling, and then everything else is one color, but I do want the diamond to be its own layer just in case. If I'm doing like a basic shirt, I'll just cut it out. If I'm doing like I want the bling, the diamond to be like holographic or something cute. So Illustrator, where are you? Okay, Illustrator. So diamond, its own layer, but see all these little pieces? They're their own layers. So I need to compound path this. So I'm going to drag over everything, Command 8, and I can move him out of the way. This guy is going to be commanded with the bottom. I want that to always line up perfectly. So I'm just going to Command 8 over the bevies to make sure it stays in one spot. You can compound path and then you can bring more layers in and compound path it and it will just continue to combine them. So now I'm going to turn this to its color so that I can visually see the layers that they are. And since we sketched in black and white, we are not able to actually change the color to black and white. I can change the colors. I can try to change the colors, but they're going to be in grayscale. So what I actually like to do as a hack is that you bring in any image, and here's a prime example of why Canva is not a design program. Look at how hot pink this is supposed to be and look at the pink it came in as. So you have to export in like the correct stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the thing I want, and now that I have a colored image on my artboard, I can get my eyedropper and click it, and it's going to change it to that color. And it's just a fast, easy hack to get color back in your design, and you don't have to sit here and convert it to colored image or anything. So I love that little hack. Okay, so I'm going to realign all these things and make sure they're where I want them. And so that way I'm going to have a nice logo vectorized nicely that I can send off to event planners, or if I'm using my design for anything. My logo is high quality. It's not this like raster sized PNG. But I do need to make sure that everything is where it goes, which that's probably the hardest part. So these just all need to come down a bit. They nest a little bit lower. So getting your logo right before you start any project is worth it. So if you're like, I don't want to create SVGs with all these steps, I would rather just utilize really easy things, then so be it. But if you're making a logo, vectorize it and get it how you want it. Okay, so bevies and bling. Now, here is a thing. This part of my logo is black. Okay, so I'm like totally the worst with, I did it backwards. Okay. So bevies, there we go. I have it literally next to me. I can reference it. So actually what I want is bling and the plus sign. So I'm going to shift hold the plus sign, which is going to, so if I hold bling and I hold shift and then I click this plus sign, command 8, that is going to compound path those. And now I'm going to change those to pink. And then my little base of my cocktail and my top of my cocktail, do you see these little loops right here? This is telling me that this design is behind the pink, and you want to, like, it's there. It's not going to just like cut straight through, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to not click on this guy, diamond. I'm going to click bevies and the cocktail, and I'm going to command 8, and it all turned black. Sometimes it'll turn pink. It just picks whichever one. But look at this right here. So I have a little cutout of the eye, which I'm not wanting. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to vectorize this and trace it again. Since this is ready to go, I'm going to just kind of turn him gray. I usually just pick up the background color to remind me that it's supposed to be the same color as this, but I'm going to want to cut it out of a different layer. And then we're going to go to our bevies and bling, and I just don't want it to cut these two pieces separately. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to object raster size. So we're just going to do this again on this layer. Now it's all one piece. I'm going to sketched art it, and it's going to be black anyway, so that's fine. And then I'm going to object expand. Okay. And then I'm going to object, I don't want to necessarily ungroup anything because I'm not changing the colors, but if I was going to change the colors, we'd ungroup it a couple times until we can pull these pieces apart. But since I want it to be all one layer, I'm just going to hold command 8, and that compound paths it, and now that is one layer. So we're going to just put it on our design where we want it. And now I can export this as an SVG. It's a scalable graphic. I can use it for my branding. I can change the colors on it and export it. I can use it on flyers. I can do all that on Canva already, but this is really why I do this, is so that I can cut it, my logo, out of heat transfer vinyl and put it onto products. So now let's file, export, file, export as, and then I'm going to change this to an SVG, and blings and bevies. Let's do it to my downloads and use my artboard. I only have one, so export it. We have 2 decimals. I guess I already have that saved as something. Okay, so Cricut. Now let me show you how this uploads much nicer. And I always do this no matter what to test my design, make sure I don't need to go in and get more layers. or if I missed a little piece, this is the time to figure that out. So here I have my Bling and bevies. I'm just going to drag and drop it. It's an SVG, so it's going to upload nice and quickly. I'm going to click it, add it to my canvas, and double check my layers. So I have a layer from my diamond, a layer from my black, a layer from my pink. I don't have any wonky picture or like little cut files or anything, and we are good to go. So now I'm going to take these over and actually apply them to shirts and branding and things for our event. So if you want to see me apply this and how this cuts out in 3 different layers, check that video out. We will be featuring Bella Canvas crews and hoodies. All right, thanks for hanging out for 20 minutes, but I hope you guys learned some stuff. Let me know in the comments if you want to know how to make actions in Illustrator so that these actions are a lot faster. And then also let me know if you want to know anything else that I did not clarify, or you got stuck on something and you're like, I don't understand that. I read all of my YouTube comments. So comment here if you want me to give you some good answers or create another video for you. All right. Love you guys. Goodbye.